All right, we are back with part 3 of our
Second episode.
Yeah.
Ammertime.
Yeah.
Ammertime. How to say it?
In
Ammertime.
Ammertime, yeah, and
What time is it?
we were talking a bit.
Ammertime.
We were talking a bit about synergies in our lists. So once again, my list is posted, and you can find it through my profile. But items I have for synergy, I'm basing the most of my synergy around spells. My Shadow Lore Demon, level 4, combined with my level 2 Priest on Disease. They are both Path Masters, so I can kind of build my synergies against what I'm facing.
Decide at the start of the game.
Yeah, exactly.
What's out there? What spells do I need to kill this unit? Have I got any holes in my list that can't?
Exactly. So the point is, I can do. I have 2 big removal spells, one on each law. The demon on Shadow can have the Pit of Shades. I don't know what's
Is that
called.
still an initiative test?
It's still an initiative test, yes. And then he can have the Mirage, giving minus initiative to my opponent. So I have a mass removal there, which synergizes with my disease, because on the disease law, the lower attribute, the 0 on the
signature spell.
Yeah, the signature spell is a minus on initiative as well. So I have a double threat on my opponent's initiative. So I can minus initiative and then Pit of Shades.
How much is Pit of Shades to cast? Do you know?
Pit of Shades, I think it's like 14 or something.
So it's actually quite easy to cast.
Yeah, I can throw it on the 4 dice.
Always 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of easy to cast. It scatters now though, so
yeah, okay.
So it's worse than before. But and then my
Always scattered.
on the Law of Disease, there's a mass removal spell as well, which is a vortex against. Well, it's a vortex with toxic attacks.
So it's strength 3 now.
Yeah, so it's strength 3 no armor save. And so with the Law of Shadow and the Law of Disease, I have the possibility of getting 2 times minus d3 to my opponent's toughness. So I can, if I want to attack my opponent's initiative, I can go for a double threat on his initiative.
And Pit of Shades.
With Pit of Shades. And if I want to threaten my opponent's toughness when I play Elves, for instance, I can go with the Vortex and the double threat on minus toughness. So that gives me a good synergy between my spells. And then I have a nice utility from the Law of Shadow, which is always good. And I have a lot of combat buffs from Disease and Shadow as well.
Is it also you had the 5? Is it plague sensor guys? What are they called now?
Yeah, the Sensor Bearers, Disciple of Blight.
Yeah,
they are called.
The Disciples of Blight.
Yeah.
And they when they charge in, they take a toughness test. They do toughness tests as well. And also the guy on the Plague Furnace, he does toughness tests.
Yeah.
So that kind of synergizes well with the law as well. So you can negate the toughness and then charge in and do these like kind of impact hits because they're initiative 10.
Yeah.
So they strike first and
they're toxic attacks, so they ignore armor saves, which is really one of the very big problems Skaven has. And always have had. They are really bad against high armor values.
So that's why you have like the Doom Wheel and the cannons as well.
Exactly.
And I think the Rat Demon, strength 6 is a bit of a can opener.
It's decent. And on both Shadow and Disease, you have the opportunity of big combat buffs for your units. So this game I had the Mind Racer against my opponent, and it just destroyed an Dwarf Army because I got it off 2 rounds on my Plague Priests, on my Plague Monks, and with the reroll to hit, with Hatred, doing 30 wounds with armor piercing, it just destroys pretty much every
30 wounds.
30 wounds with armor piercing, it just destroys every.
If you're hitting on a 4+, and with 40
rerolls,
attacks and 20 and then 10, so that's 30.
So
wow.
So you have I have this synergy with strong combat buffs and a combo unit which is really strong, and with the combat buffs it just becomes a meat grinder. Yeah.
So obviously you did really well against the Dwarves today. I don't know if it was a 20-0, but it looked pretty convincing.
Yeah.
And Jonas and we played at the start of the week as well. And what was the difference between the game that when we played? you had a bit of bad luck with your Doom Wheel. It like managed to kill your Vermin Lord, and when
it was a rough game.
And what's the difference between that game that you had today and the game that we had? Like, how did you play your list better?
Well, from my own perspective, I played better because I kept my level 4 back and having him stand in cover until he could counter charge. But I think the biggest difference was as a dwarf player, you are not you don't have access to the nature spell law. So I as a Skaven player, I could rely on being steadfast, leadership 10 rerollable every turn. So even though he ran in and killed like 20 off of my guys, I was still steadfast, and I was sure that my units would do what they were supposed to do. While the game we had on Tuesday, you just law of natured, breaking my steadfast, and then running over my unit, so I couldn't rely on my units doing what they were supposed to do.
Yeah, and especially when you lost your level 4, it's much harder
Yeah,
to
and then
dispel.
it was impossible for me to dispel.
So the bell is not unbreakable anymore?
No, it's stubborn.
Okay. Shit.
But still, when it's stubborn, it's still stubborn, even if you cast a nature spell on it.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But then yeah.
but my flanks just broke down. The 2 units of underlings I'm playing with just ran off the table at the first sign of trouble, and so everything just kind of fell apart. This game I even lost my general early on, but because of me being steadfast, I could ensure that my units would do whatever they were supposed to do.
They would stay in place and they're not going to run away. Even against the hammerers, and with Mind Razor, you managed just to wipe them.
I think I killed like 15 off in one turn with the Mind Razor. It was insane. It was
crazy good.
So a last synergy I have in my list is my Death Master, my assassin. He has the Bands of Power, which is a bounce spell, cast power level 4, and it doubles his strength. So of course I have tail weapon. I've just maximized his amount of normal attacks. So I have tail weapon, additional hand weapon, and 3 attacks on the profile. So I have 5 attacks, and I have throwing stars as well, which is a throwing weapon. So I can
strength users.
Yeah, strength of users. So they can become 2 strength 8 attacks. And he has 5 strength 8 attacks in close combat with multiple wounds, special rule, and the holy icon. So my opponent has to reroll wall saves. Yeah. So it's a very nice synergy, very easy, very easy to spot, and I think every Skaven should try it because it's
quite fun as well.
It's quite insane when it works.
The first game that we played actually last week, we played the similar list actually, and I managed to charge into your big block with your BSB in, and with a chariot, and the chariot just kind of sniped the BSB, did its impact hits against the unit, and then the white lions chopped the BSB down, and that was actually the key factor in me winning the game because you failed your leadership test. And when you have the assassin actually in the unit, it kind of stops that from happening because he's striking before the chariot is, before the lions, and he's probably killing that chariot before I can attack.
And if he has the amulet of power on, he's just standing shooting with 2 strength 8 hits.
Yeah, because you can reveal him before the charge, right?
Yeah. And then you just have 2 strength 8 hits there, and close combat 5 strength 8 hits, hitting on 2+ against the most stuff. Doing the 3 wounds is very strong, and it's a combo for 200 points. So I think everybody should try it at least once. Just
kind of protects you from that monster coming in as well. You can just charge a monster, challenge a monster, and just take him off.
Yeah, he can pretty much fight anything.
Yeah, and he's got 4+ war save, so he's not even going to die all the time.
Initiative 9, so you're sure that he will do his thing. So I like him. Should try him.
Yeah. How about you, Patrick? Synergies, we kind of covered it a little bit, but you want anything you want to highlight?
Well, the synergies with running monsters and healing them all the time. I think it's pretty obvious.
Pretty basic, right?
Pretty basic, yeah. No, but I think the synergy with the list is that now you're having a 330 points for the level 4 mage in your list, and he brings a scroll, and even if he's not doing anything in the magic phase, he still gives the Saurus units hatred,
which is really good.
Which is really good because now you're actually hitting stuff. And hitting stuff with strength 4, it will kill stuff.
Yeah.
And Saurus warriors always had the weakness that they didn't hit anything. They were striking last, and they didn't hit. So no matter if they were strength 1 billion,
If you don't hit things,
they are dead when they get to strike, and then they don't hit. So now with hatred, they actually work.
How many points is that?
It's 30 points for the snake plate, but then you have to upgrade him to a palanquin also.
Yeah.
So it ends up being a 65 point upgrade for your skink priest.
So do you think a skink priest is better than a slan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not.
What's the magic benefits that you get from having a slan?
Well, you can
pay compared to skink.
You can pay a lot of points to get benefits like +1 to cast or the signature spells or
channel stuff,
extra channel stuff or extra like the Winds of Magic roll 3 dice. Yeah, but
can you get it on the skink?
No. But it's so many points in the magic phase, and when you just roll double ones for the magic, or if you have like a really good phase, but your opponent draws a scroll and ruins your phase anyway, it's a waste of points and it's ruining your game.
Yeah.
So if you keep it kind of low key, only like 330 points, but still it's a unit buffer.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think it's better, and it also fills up 4 spaces in your unit.
Yeah, so you get extra ranks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite good. I think you're right in that respect. Like, it's cheaper than a slan. It has the same magical output. You can choose the same laws pretty much, or you're limited.
You're limited to 4 laws, and the slan can pick whatever he wants.
Yeah. So you got nature, beasts, heavens,
and light.
Yeah, doesn't matter. All you need is nature.
Yeah, all you need is nature.
So you got nature and something else. I don't know.
Yeah, the nature law. You have a lot of monsters. And you just break the opponent's steadfast and just runs in thunderstorms the shit out of his infantry. And
same principle.
I have strength 7 thunderstorm, strength 6 thunderstorm. Then I have a strength 6 multiple wound monster also with a 4+ ward save.
Yeah.
Okay.
All that with breaking steadfast.
Yeah.
And shit.
I thought the baby Carnosaur was better than the big Carnosaur because it was a bit more survivable.
It had a ward, but. You shot through the 2+ ward save because I forgot I had it.
Yeah, but still,
yeah.
It's so good.
How about you, Henry? Any synergies?
I think my armies actually has a lot. The general and the BSB and the wizard all in one unit is good because if I buff the toughness, if I get regrowth, if I get regen, all these things kind of buff the one kind of.
You're not worried about dwellers or transmutation?
Yeah, but. Yeah, well, that's obviously the hard counter to it.
But you played against nature today, and I didn't pick dwellers.
You didn't take dwellers, no. Any reason behind that, or you just wanted the other spells?
And the other spells are better.
Yeah, I think so as well. I've run Law of Life, Law of Nature now 3 times, and I've not taken dwellers once. I've taken all the other spells, and actually, your idea of the extra spell I think is better. Because all the spells in life are really, really useful.
But you don't need dwellers when you can just break the steadfast and run them down.
Why
do you need the dwellers?
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, and the Phoenix I think he's a really good synergy. It's the captain with the High Warden honor on a Phoenix, and he has the Reaver Bow and the Potion of Strength. Obviously, no brainer. Strength 7, shooting, 3 shots, and Lucky Shield is just there because I've got 5 points left, and you ignore that first cannon shot.
I think it worked really good. You had the Raider Bow.
The Raider Bow, sorry.
With 2 units of skirmishing archers and a bow thrower. It was enough shooting.
Yeah, so it's quite a lot of shooting, and it's quite high strength shooting. So strength 3 shots, strength 5.
And then poison, and then +1 to wound shooting.
Yeah, and the Shadow Warriors are poison, and that's really good for killing monsters as well.
Yeah.
And then the Queen's Guard with +1 to wound, also really good for killing monsters. And then obviously a bolt thrower, also good for killing monsters and chipping those wounds off the high.
But still, they have ballistic skill 5.
Yeah, and it's really high ballistic skill.
So they always hit.
Yeah, always hitting.
So even if it's not monsters, they can still chop down rank and 5 models or like elite infantry.
Yeah, and they shoot well against skirmishers as well. Pretty much just. If you're shooting skirmishers with ballistic skill 5, it's just like shooting normal troops with ballistic skill 4, which is pretty good. And they kind of form the back line of the army.
Plus you have the ambushing sea guards that will also shoot.
Yeah, the ambushing sea guard are awesome. Yeah, they come on and they're quick to fire, so you're normally going to be short range, and then you come on and you shoot, and you hit on freeze, 20 shots, hit on freeze. And then, I mean, if you get enough shots, even if you're wounding on 6s, you can take a few wounds off a rat demon or a Carnosaur guy, you know.
It kind of feels like this edition of 9th Age, yeah, that's hard to say, is very revolved around shooting with your core. It kind of feels like
he's not shooting with his core.
My elite units actually.
Yeah, but your Seaguard score as well.
Yeah.
That's 20 shots. The 40 throwing axes today, and I'm using front runners as well with poison.
Yeah.
But
I think
like there's a lot of shooting in core right now
even
in
demons
units.
have shooting.
Those horror things are crazy.
Yeah.
They have strength 5 shooting attacks in core that will cast spell through and 8 in casting and 8 in dispel.
And it's a combat block.
And it's a combat. It can also.
Not very well, but it's stand there and it's steadfast.
It's
unbreakable.
It's unbreakable. Strength 3, 5+ ward save, guys.
Yeah. Unbreakable with a 5+ ward save is pretty tough.
Yeah, I mean, and they're not really that expensive.
Yeah. So yeah, we have the.
Everybody can shoot. And everybody has armor save apparently.
The skinks with the 5+ armor save is really good. It's like having heavy armor in it or something.
But the cohorts are so much better for the points than the hunters. I mean, the hunters are so expensive that it's not really. They're okay, but almost half points you get 10 cohorts. So you can have 20 cohorts for the points of 10 hunters. What?
Yeah. It's just. But the skirmishers are really good. Like with my shooting, they're skirmishers.
Yeah.
So they can kind of hide at the back, and you were kind of.
But you don't pay double your points for them to be skirmishers.
It's 3 points a model for the.
Yeah, but it's not double the points.
Okay. But how many points does the skink skirmisher?
8 without the shield.
Yeah, well the Queen's Guard is like 16. It's double the points.
But it has longer range and it hits on.
Yeah, okay.
It hits on 2s.
It's twice the points.
Yeah, but it hits on 2s, longer range, and it wounds on 5+, and it has magical attacks and flaming attacks.
Yeah, well, you know.
Whatever.
Yeah, okay, maybe they're a bit overpointed. But I think the skirmisher actually, because I gave them skirmisher for a reason. One, they get more maneuverability. They can move 10 and shoot, which is good.
Really good.
When you're trying to run away from stuff, like monsters that are trying to kill you, you can run away 10 and shoot, which kind of gives them 1 or 2 turns more shooting.
Yeah.
Because if you're charging and you're rolling like a 3 dice and you fail your charge and you get a 6, then I'm moving back 10. Yeah. So I'm still moving further away than you are.
But also, don't they both have bows?
Yeah, they have bows.
But you still have kind of 34 inches of range.
Yeah, 34-inch range if you're moving and shooting.
Yeah.
And you can give them quick to fire with a handmaiden, which maybe is something I might try. But the skirmishers also it protects them, because any small missile fire, they're only toughness 3 with a 6+ armor save.
Yeah, I had a hard time killing them with skirmish.
Yeah, with your chameleon skinks and your javelin guys, you couldn't hit them. No. I mean, you were rolling pretty shit, but you still couldn't. You could only pop them with 6s.
Yeah.
And then the same with the Shadow Warriors. They're pretty mobile, and also you can regrow them.
Yeah.
That was one thing.
Yeah, you had 1 left, and then you regrow them to 4.
Yeah, I had 1 Shadow Warrior left. Regrow. Got three guys.
I did it against Ulrik too. Actually, I had a whole Dwarven army shoot against my Swordmasters with the 5+ ward banner.
Yeah.
And in the end, I had 1 Swordmaster left, and I regrow them to. I think I had Oaken Throne and regrow.
So D6+1.
Yeah, and I regrow 7. So all of a sudden there was 8 Swordmasters in the fight. It just chopped down the dwarves.
Yeah, that's how the list works.
And I still lost.
But it still feels like the law of nature is a bit too strong when you can regrow models. That's 20 points, around 20 points per model, and you can regrow
with
up to 7 of them. It just feels really strong.
But up to 7 you still need to have 2 spells.
Yeah. But so it remains in play as well. We should mention that as well. It's very strong.
One synergy with the elves is that elves have low toughness, and in general they have low armor save.
But they're really expensive and really good.
Yeah. So the regrowth thing, it regrows lots of points, and it kind of stops. You can even if you have regrowth on and you charge in, you know that you're either going to wreck your opponent's magic phase or you're going to get more models back.
Yeah, exactly.
And the toughness buff that helps negate the weakness that you have. If you're stood there and you're like, okay, I'm going to get charged, I'm going to cast a toughness buff on my unit, that means they're all not going to die, or this unit, okay, it's going to get shot, or it's going to get cannoned, or it's going to get a phoenix fly over it, or it's going to get pterodon riders fly over it. Cast my toughness buff on it, makes it harder for you. And I think that's a really big synergy in the list, and it kind of covers your weakness of the elves.
Yeah.
In a good way, I think.
Yeah, Swordmasters stuff is fine.
Yeah.
I mean, When 8th edition came out,
regen.
when 8th edition came out and Hive were playing with the 7th edition book, I was always running 5 spells on life, and then 2 spells on the old high magic, where you had the Flames of the Phoenix and some other spell.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Yeah. What were you were? Oh, so you got like the +1 ward save, or was it before that?
No, it was. It had the Flame of the Phoenix. It was a remains in place spell.
Oh yeah, strength 3, strength 4,
Strength,
strength 5.
strength 4, strength 5, strength 6 every
I
turn.
remember that.
And then I had, I guess, a magic missile. They had the seer staff so they could pick the spells.
Oh yeah, I
And
remember
then they had
Back
the
in
silver
the
ones. They gave you an extra
Extra
spell.
spells, so 3 spells, picked spells.
No, 5 spells on level 4.
Okay.
And he was running around with the robe that made him.
Ethereal?
No, not
Oh.
yeah. And then also a talisman that broke magic weapons. So he was like commanded bro.
Correct, bro.
Only magical attacks could hit him, and only like demon bloodletters and grey knights had magical attacks back then.
Yeah, a lot of stuff has magic.
He was safe. He was just in the wildlands, regrowing them and toughness buffing them and casting dwellers and everything and killing stuff.
Yeah, that's kind of with my wizard has the same thing with the ethereal. Like actually,
it's the same kind of build.
Yeah, but
now it's weaker.
No, it hasn't worked. Every time you kill my wizard and you kill my wizard, both of you kill my wizard because the things that charged in had magical attacks.
Yeah, but the thing you miss is the talisman that breaks magical weapons.
Yeah.
They took it out.
Yeah, the Nullstone. Oh, imagine on the wizard, that would be fun.
No, but it was a 35.
Then you can't cast spells.
Yeah, it was a 35-point item in the 7th edition Highland book.
Yeah.
Magical weapons don't work in base contact.
So we should actually say this, like since the last episode where I won a tournament with a nullification shard on my dragon.
Yeah, they nerfed it so bad.
They nerfed it the next day.
I think it was too rash of a decision.
Yeah, I agree, but
this shouldn't have done.
But it was too
at the
strong.
same time, the item is completely broken. The item needs to be taken out.
Make it not on a dragon.
Yeah, well they made it now on foot.
Yeah,
now
but
you
make
can't take
it not on a dragon.
Just not on a large target.
Not a large target.
Yeah, then you can
have
go
on a horse.
With a 2% arm save.
Yeah, it was the war.
Yeah, I think so as well. Give him a lance, quite weapon.
Or maybe they should go back to have it as a banner.
I just think they should take it out. It's easy. I'd rather have another magical item.
Actually, there was a guy posting on the forum. It was something like within 6, enemy wizard had -2 to cast, -2 to dispel, and on a roll on a 4+, magical items would not work.
I think
they're
the only ones having these kinds of rules. I don't know why they should have, because
demons
it's
have
so
the same.
strong.
Demons have the same kind of rule. They have a talisman that breaks magical weapons and.
They're magical weapons.
Yeah,
because you can remove your opponent's all his saves
and something has to magic.
Yeah.
It was way too good, and I'm glad they nerfed it, but I think they should just take it out.
Reintroduce the battle banner.
That's a banner. Oh, plus D6
combat rest.
that was good. Actually, 80 points was it? Something like that?
Yeah, 80 points.
Yeah, I think the high elf magic items. There's a lot of talk on the forum, and they a lot of reworking, and we'll see what happens with it. I think we should take a quick break. You have to go home.
Yeah.
So yeah, quick break now. Thank you.